All right, welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready for some NBA talk.
Got some pretty wild games from Monday night.
Yeah, definitely some surprises in there.
Let's jump right into it. Got that game recap article right here, ready to break it down.
Sounds good to me.
First up, the Nets just crushed the Trailblazers, 132 to 114.
Wow, yeah, that's a statement win for sure.
They had Mikal Bridges just going off for 34 points. The article said he was just weaving through the defense.
Yeah, Bridges has really stepped up his game this season.
And Cam Thomas came off the bench with 27.
Interesting. Is he going to be a consistent scorer, do you think?
I mean, it's still early, but he's shown some real potential.
Yeah, for sure. The Nets have a knack for developing young talent.
And we got to mention Ben Simmons. Almost had a triple-double.
Yeah, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. Not bad at all.
He's not just a scorer. He does it all on the court.
Exactly. He's really a facilitator, creating opportunities for his teammates.
And the Trailblazers just couldn't keep up. Anthony Simons had 29, but the rest of the team just seemed out of sync.
You know, the article even mentioned a quote from Nets coach Jacques Vaughn. He said something like, "Our chemistry is growing each game, and it showed tonight."
They really seem to be clicking.
And the Trailblazers, well, they were missing that spark, you know?
All right, let's move on to the Timberwolves and the Wizards. That one was closer than I expected.
Yeah, 120 to 106. Closer than the score might suggest, though.
Anthony Edwards, 41 points, shooting 60% from the field. That's insane.
Yeah, he was on fire that night. Edwards is so much fun to watch.
He's really becoming a star.
Absolutely, and he's got so much potential still.
And Rudy Gobert, another big night for him defensively, 4 blocks.
He was a wall in the paint. The article called him a towering presence.
The Wizards just couldn't get anything going inside.
Yeah, Gobert really changes the whole dynamic of the game.
Kyle Kuzma had a decent game for the Wizards, 22 points, but they struggled to keep up offensively overall.
They were missing that offensive consistency, you know. Couldn't find their rhythm.
Speaking of exciting games, did you see the Pistons pull off that overtime win against the Knicks?
Yeah, at Madison Square Garden, no less.
Talk about a nail-biter.
Gotta love those overtime thrillers.
Cade Cunningham, 31 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. Almost a triple-double.
And that game-tying three-pointer to send it to overtime, clutch.
He was unbelievable in that game.
Really showed his leadership and composure. He's got a bright future.
Jalen Brunson had a solid game for the Knicks, 28 points, but it wasn't enough.
Brunson is a solid player, always consistent.
All right, one more game to cover. The Raptors got a close win against the Warriors, 104 to 101.
Another close one.
Pascal Siakam led the Raptors with 27 points and 11 rebounds.
He's such a versatile player. Can score, rebound, create plays. He does it all.
And, Steph Curry had 34 points for the Warriors.
Yeah, even on an off night, he's still putting up numbers.
But it seems like he didn't get much help from his teammates.
Yeah, the Warriors really need to find some more consistent scoring options.
But hey, got to give the Raptors credit. They played some tough defense, especially down the stretch.
The Raptors are always known for their defense. They make you work for every basket.
So we've got 4 pretty amazing games here, each with its own story.
Definitely a lot to unpack.
Man, some of those games were crazy close. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Oh yeah, definitely some nail biters.
But, one thing that stood out to me was, well, how many young guys are just, taking over?
Yeah, you're right. Like Edwards, Cunningham, they're not just rookies anymore.
They're leading their teams.
It's like the changing of the guard, you know?
It really is. And they're not just scoring a bunch of points, but, they're actually playing smart.
Absolutely. They're making smart decisions. They're elevating their teams. It's great to see.
And it's not just about the individual talent either. The teams are building around them.
Yeah, they're creating systems that work. It's exciting to see. I think it could lead to some real long-term success for these franchises.
The article also mentioned how, the league seems more unpredictable this year.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Remember when we could basically predict the playoffs before the season even started?
Exactly. And now, with the play-in tournament, it's like every game matters.
It's made things so much more exciting, for sure. And the play-in gives those teams that might be on the bubble a real chance to fight for a spot.
So looking back at all these games, which one do you think will have the biggest impact on the rest of the season?
That's a tough one. They were all pretty significant in their own way.
Yeah, it's hard to choose.
I think I got to go with the Nets' win over the Trailblazers. They were just dominant.
Yeah, they look like a completely different team out there.
Yeah.
And, they're still waiting on Durant to come back.
Imagine that. Durant comes back, joins this already high-powered offense. Scary thought for the rest of the league.
They could be unstoppable.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And what about those young guys, like Edwards and Cunningham? What do you think their performance means for the league?
Well, it's clear that both the Timberwolves and the Pistons are putting a lot of faith in these guys.
Yeah, they're the future of their franchises.
And they're living up to the hype. It's going to be so interesting to see how they continue to grow and develop.
Just imagine, a few years down the line, a playoff series between the Timberwolves and the Pistons.
Oh, man, that would be incredible.
Edwards versus Cunningham.
Yeah, talk about must-see TV. And who knows what other young stars will emerge.
It's like we're watching history in the making.
It really is. So much talent, so much potential. The future of the NBA is bright.
So for those of us who aren't glued to the TV every night, what's the key thing to keep an eye on as the season goes on?
Just watch how these young players continue to develop. It's not just about the points they score.
Yeah, it's about how they lead their teams, how they handle the pressure.
Exactly. Do they make that jump from, like, promising rookie to bona fide superstar?
That's what's going to shape the league in the years to come.
For sure. And, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch it all unfold.
Absolutely. Man, just one night in the NBA and so much to talk about.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get.
So big picture, what's the one thing from Monday night that, like, really sticks with you?
That's a tough one. But I think I got to go back to the Nets. That win over Portland, it felt like a real statement, you know?
Yeah, like they're putting everyone on notice.
Exactly. Like, hey, we're here, we're serious contenders, and they're doing this without Durant.
It's crazy to think how good they could be when he's back.
Right. Add a healthy Durant to this mix. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That could be really special.
But even without him, they're playing with so much confidence.
And that chemistry is growing each game, just like their coach said.
And we can't forget those young guys we were talking about. Edwards. Cunningham.
Oh, yeah. They're the future of the league, no doubt about it.
It's not just hype anymore. They're really proving themselves.
They're stepping up, taking on those leadership roles. It's awesome to see.
A few years from now, I could just imagine a playoff series. Timberwolves versus Pistons.
Oh, man, stop. I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
Edwards going head-to-head with Cunningham.
That would be incredible. And, you know, who knows what other young players are going to emerge this season.
Yeah, that's what makes the NBA so great. There's always something new and exciting happening.
For sure. It's an amazing time to be an NBA fan. You really got to soak it all in.
Well said. Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into all things NBA.